Hey there, welcome back to the podcast. Did you know, and you shouldn't because we haven't announced it until now, that Gus and I have holiday sweaters? Here, let me set it up a little better. Look at this shit. It looks like a beer can. It says Gus and Eddy, Kings of Podcast, because we're a couple of woke kings. It also says just a couple of boys supporting boys. There's knives as the border, and the coolest part about it is up at the top, it says the theme song, da na 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 na. You get it. You understand. You've seen the show before. We got it in red. We got it in blue. We got it in a darker blue. Some would say navy. So if you want to pick up this merch, why did I frame it like this? If you want to pick up this merch, go to crowdmade.com/Gus and Eddy. It's limited time. But yeah, this is our holiday merch. So if you want to support the boys for the holidays, crowdmade.com/Gus and Eddy. All right, enjoy the episode with Phil. You ready? Hey guys, and then
wait, say my line now. Or what?
Should I introduce Phil?
Yeah, go ahead.
Phil DeFranco is on the podcast.
Hey!
Phil, you've been doing YouTube for over 10 years. When did you become an industry plan, and how much is YouTube paying you?
Who told you? Who told you that definitely makes sense story? 4 years ago. 4 years ago.
Oh, 4 years ago.
4 years ago. I sold my soul. They gave me way too... No.
I'd be surprised if people don't know you, but if you want to explain what you do, because I don't do that part of being a good host.
Sure. No, I do the same thing online.
Oh, yeah, you did it to me.
Yeah,
so.
No, I talk about the news on a daily schedule, and then I also employ a bunch of people that deep dive into things because they actually went to school for it.
And you also
have a podcast.
Yes.
Yeah. Conversation with. I shouldn't be surprised by that. I'm like, oh yeah, that is also new. I literally just came from that. Yeah. A conversation with where we have like a 1 to 2 hour discussion with whoever the fuck comes on.
It's much more official than this podcast.
No, yeah. I like this. I was just saying before we started filming, if you change the set to make it look nicer, and people are obviously not just listening; they're watching on YouTube. They might be pissed.
That's what's nice though is that we don't have any desire to upgrade anything at all.
Keep it low,
because that's where anybody, especially when we started the podcast, people would suggest how we could make it better, and we were like, we're not going to do that at all.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it has. I know people say it about like physical deformities and shit like that. It has character.
Wait, hold on.
No, it's like okay, like my fucking forehead thing. When I was younger, because it's not like it randomly appeared. I've had it. People would be like, oh yeah, it adds character. That's like a little, which is probably bullshit, but it's like, I don't know, there's something nice. Looking how you have this fucking thing set with like the lights over and like just the way that it's rigged, it's cool. I like it.
Doesn't it feel a little bit like setting up a fort when you were younger?
Yeah,
like
I can see that.
Because it's so shittily put together. We got these little comfy walls. The first time we sat down for it, we were like, this feels kind of fun.
Like, should we wheel a TV in here?
But I mean, for something like this, I think the set barely matters. It's like the players that are key, which is always kind of the case.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for playing our game with us.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We actually, you saying that, I do want to kind of set up like this is a hangout spot once and just play games on it. That'd be cool. Get a CRT in the corner.
I have a quick question.
Yeah,
who decides who gets to be by themselves? Or do you alternate? Or is it like a power play in some way?
We decided we used to switch sides all the time, and then we talked about what our better side is, which isn't normally a thing, but my hair part's this way, and so it just looks bad from the other. We were just talking about what side we kind of preferred, and so now I'm alone.
It feels like you guys definitely think about everything a lot more.
I mean, that took like
whether you're talking about the
20
numbers,
episodes.
Like this is just a facade, and we actually are like business masterminds.
Yeah.
I would counter with, I think we finally just started collecting all of the money we've ever made on the podcast like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, well,
really?
Not technically yet.
What's that?
Because I need that business document to prove our PayPal.
Oh, oops. Well, I guess we haven't gotten paid yet from doing it.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
Wait, did the AdSense come through? Or
I don't know.
know.
We'll get
See,
there.
this is
We'll
what
get there.
Wow.
we thought of everything.
I need to see if I can even get a PayPal account.
Really?
Back
Why?
back in my college days, I had my PayPal account connected to eBay. One of the ways that I was trying to make money while I had a job and I was going to school was I was building and selling custom computers, and but I was new to it. But I felt like a genius because I had rocked out several custom rigs, and then I decided, yeah, I could set up like these water cooling things. I didn't. I didn't. Oh my God! I didn't connect everything properly, and 3 custom rigs got destroyed in the mail. And my account went into the negative, and yeah, I wasn't able to get a PayPal account for many years, and I haven't had to check in a long time. So I'll see.
Ever? Dude, that's fucking rough.
Hey man,
Yeah.
I got Venmo.
There
Fuck
you go.
PayPal.
There you go. Take that, baby.
One thing really quick. Do you think you could scoot a little closer to Gus? I just want to make sure. All right.
Oh, yeah. Hell
Cool.
yeah.
Sorry.
Didn't
Um,
Elon Musk invent PayPal?
He was a co-founder of it, so yeah, kind of.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know,
think
rich
so.
dudes.
He personally, I think, blocked your account.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like that Philip at the time, Franchina, now DeFranco.
He just with his little CRT monitor and this thinning hair in 2003, just like, fuck Phil, dude.
I love that like there are just these massive companies made based off of shit that were like, yeah, of course that's a company.
Yeah.
But before they were created, no one gave a shit.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, yeah, PayPal seems like such a no-brainer, but even at the time, it's just like,
But
they
also-
wanted to break ground with it.
But also like places like Amazon, I don't even know how you describe that. They're like, what if we did everything? Literally,
Oh, yeah.
we gave you everything: entertainment, food. Also, just you talk to our devices. Let
Yeah.
them know. They'll just listen.
I think there's going to be some kind of super in the future like Disney Amazon merger, and we're all done for when that happens.
Dude, holy
the
shit.
second that happens,
Did
we're
you see
fucked.
the fucking Bob Iger cover?
No.
I saw
I think I did.
Julia Alexander like tweeted out. I don't know if you follow her.
I just saw one of the like Twitter moments things with Bob Iger, but I'm completely flushing
Did
it
it
out
say
of my
like
brain.
"Don't mess with Bob" or some shit like that in Disney font? I don't know if it's real, so I don't want to spread fake news right now. But I saw it really quick.
There's an interview. What would you have something else?
I just like that. Podcast me and PDS me are completely different. Podcast me is like, I saw this thing on the internet really quick. I think that it's true. PDS me is like, okay, I need you to fucking dive into it,
Yeah.
get as many sources as possible.
Well, because the thing is, I think there's also an expectation for your show to have that, but then it's like when you're here, anybody is
Here I
like,
just slander everyone.
nobody's gonna be like, wow, you really didn't do your research for the Gus Eddy podcast. But there's this bizarre interview with Bob Iger, because to explain to people that don't know, he's the full just CEO of Disney, right? He did an interview on, I think it was for his birthday on Kimmel this year, and it's the weirdest fucking interview because it's clearly just like there's this feeling, this tone on the entire interview where it's like, hey Jimmy, he could fucking fire you in a second. Like he's interviewing his boss, but it's that still fun kind of celebrity stuff. And even Kimmel will crack a few jokes like that, but it's just weird to see.
Dude.
Where it's like, why would you even go on the show? Don't you want to like be under the radar as a CEO for the most part?
Yeah.
Because like, I don't know.
The human ego is like a really hard thing to guess around.
It's pronounced Iger, not ego. It's fuck. Fuck. You can kick me off. You can kick me off. Me too.
Do you think they even asked if he could be on Kimmel, or if they were just like, hey, whoever's like August 24th, Bob's on instead?
They do that. I bet.
I don't even think they asked Jimmy. They're just like, yeah, he's on.
I'd like
Move
if
it
he
around.
just started doing cameos. Like on Disney Plus,
He's the Stan Lee of Disney Plus.
He's actually the Mandalorian.
Oh shit.
I would
Yeah.
just love. What's up, guys?
Well, no, I was gonna kind of redirect. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say I would love those like Stan Lee ones where they're just like, oh my god, it's Bob Iger as a grocery shopping.
But no one notices.
Yeah, because they wouldn't.
Yeah.
It's like it's just him.
It's like on r/movie details. Like he's been in 10 movies, and someone finally figures out. Oh, wait a minute, that's been Bob Iger. Like,
Yeah.
every time.
And-
He had speaking parts too. That's
Yeah,
weird.
nobody for Stan Lee. There was the assumption where it's like, oh, it'd be fun if we got Stan to be in all of them. But
Yeah.
if you saw Bob Iger in those, you'd be like, he forced himself into all those movies.
I want to see Bob Iger get fucking murked in every movie that he's in. They just kill him.
They just
instantly.
fucking snipe him in the beginning of a movie. It's like a Mickey cartoon. They just fucking take him out.
Yeah, green screen Bob Iger and a Mickey. No, I was gonna ask, like, do you think it's beneficial or harmful if you have like a mega company like that to have a super public CEO? You know, like, do you think this is part of like a conscious push on Disney's part to be like, hey, look we're more personable. We're not the scary overlord. You
Hasn't Elon been only harmful to his company by being super public? I don't know. I'm not like.
I mean, in a lawsuit government sort of sense, I think to a decent degree.
but branding wise, he's done a lot.
He connects with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think like It's crazy to see like how just Elon Musk posting a weird anime meme is everyone's like, well, we love him, I guess.
Yeah.
I get it's great.
It's so weird because it's like you have this giant swath of humanity that is either consuming his products or at least financially invested in like what he's doing, and it's like he's trying to appeal to like the super young trendy meme generation, and at the same time like these older like shareholders and stuff. Like, what a weird position to be in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
sorry, go
I
ahead.
don't.
no,
envy that.
I mean, it's just, yeah, I mean, I guess because I have to cover the news side, like I see the defamation case, and like I mainly focus on that rather than the
right,
memes.
from the
Cave
children that was
rescue,
stuck in
the
the
British
Yeah,
cave
what
diver.
the fuck was that? All right,
Yeah,
sorry.
that was fucking
No,
stupid.
but I mean, it's just so in that way, I think it's harmful. But in the general, like, just connect with people, yeah, I think that always provides a benefit. Like probably the dumbest thing that I ever did was killing off, like, just sharing parts of my personal life. Granted, it was for like my own sanity, but yeah, I mean, there's just something about just feeling like, oh, that's a real person. Like a real person shit posts. Well, even though Elon Musk's fucking getting spaceships built.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the weird thing, though, is especially from, I think it was the meme review where he was laughing at the dead deer and everyone memed it, because that one was so like, I can't even gauge what your sense of humor is. Like, this is just like a deer in the bottom of a pool and you're losing your mind.
And then you just become a meme with that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's everything's so bizarre everywhere. Him
don't-
smoking weed on Rogan. It's like, what is the world? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is it's he has such inconsistencies because it's like he is cool, but then there's like allegations of like union busting within like his companies and shit like that, and like calling the dude like a pedophile and all that stuff in the cave rescue situation.
Thanks for fully pronouncing it, but whispering it.
Yeah. No worries.
Were you trying to get past the YouTube algo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't caption that. Whoever does the captions. I said projectile. All right.
I don't
Figured
believe
it
you.
out.
Do you want to get to some preguntas right away? Because we had some good
Ooh.
ones.
Oh, we got some
Is this
banging
it's a
preguntas.
classic podcast bit. Check this out, Phil.
Okay.
Tony, you're on the podcast. Hang up if you don't want to be on it. There it is.
That was a slower
That was a
response
slower
time.
one. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gotten so good at it where I'll start with like, Tony, and he's already gone with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm actually a little disappointed in him.
God damn. Well, all right. Fill us. Follow. See that? Fill on the brain. Follow us on Twitter at Eddie Burback, at Gus Buckets, and are you at Philly D?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. That's glad you
It's
snagged that up.
it's one of the perks of being on the internet as long as I've been on.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten to like go in and like stake claim to any username shit?
No. I mean, even someone fucking snagged up every sort of thing I could call myself on Facebook. But that was because, God, I'm old. I was on Facebook before you got custom URLs.
Damn.
For TikTok was the first time somebody got to my name beforehand, and then they posted one kind of
Did you
edgy
post
me-
TikToks?
I made a couple because I got drunk with Jakey once when he was in Chicago, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna make a meme or two, and then I gave up on it right away. My big worry was I had a TikTok that kind of blew up a little bit, and I was like, if I get big on TikTok, my demographic is gonna get so young. Like, there are people making great TikToks right now, but there's also a ton of kids on TikTok, and I just don't want that.
But they're going to grow up with
They're going to grow up, and that's great. But I don't want the responsibility of being like, my kid saw you say ass in front of him. You know what I mean?
but it's not like they say TikTok's not like advertising like, hey, we're only children.
The thing
like,
is,
that,
though-
then it would be weird if you were on it.
Yeah, but I was seeing even like people that were finding them and people that were liking the video and commenting on it, and all of them seemed really young. And I was like, I don't want to have a comedy show and then show up and it's all children. That's what I'm saying.
Then
pretty
you,
much.
you said like an age restriction.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
but
I mean, I've been doing that.
what was that noise?
Sorry, my little thing clipped in. Oh, fuck. Sorry for that ear rape, guys.
Okay,
Tony,
yeah.
can we just cut that second out real quick, please? Thanks. I just don't want it to blast anybody.
Gus's mic went sicko mode.
Yeah,
So
sorry for dabbing on you guys. No, yeah, I don't want that audience either. Honestly,
It's just, I don't know. Yeah,
like I actively don't want them. Like if you're 8 years old right now and you watch me, don't watch me.
I thought you were going to say die. For
Die.
a second. I was like, oh my
if
God.
that's what it takes to not watch me.
Turn it off.
Well, because like I'm thinking too, I'm on tour right now. Links in the description, and it's like I'm seeing these people afterwards, and most of them are 18 to like 35 years
Yeah.
old, and it's perfect. Like people aren't like, I don't come out on stage and it's like a Beatles concert in the 60s and shit. Like I can get my
Oh, it's
act out.
not?
Yeah, no, it's like a Lawrence Welk concert.
I
Everyone's
didn't understand that.
Very respectful.
Well, I was going to ask, so like outside of your show, if someone sees you, is it kind of just a, hey man, what's up?
It's for the most part, it's usually very chill. It's like
Yeah, I love that.
if people are like, oh my god, like it's still flattering, but I'm not getting accosted by swaths of middle schoolers dragging shopping
My favorite
bags,
ones that have happened is some people won't ask for a picture. They'll just, if I'm clearly going somewhere, I'll get a boys sport boys, and then I love those. Where it's like, hey, and then that's it. But I do like taking pictures with people and talking to them.
There are a few people that I remember forever ago. So it was like before he was even as big as he is now. I went to, it's near the pier, but it's not the Galleria, but it's that that giant shopping area. And I was with Shane Dawson, and he just got swarmed by little girls, and I was like, I could never handle
That's what
whatever
TikTok fame would do to you.
I was like, no, I have to quit. This is too weird, especially now.
What does a typical fan interaction look like for you if you're in public?
When you said 18 to 35-year-old guys, that's why I was like, oh, is it very chill? Because that's what it is for me. Although I will say that now that I'm covering more serious international news, I get a little bit of if someone's from the area or their families in that area, that's the closest to someone freaking out because they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for bringing awareness to this thing that's not getting enough attention.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But how do you actually? I'm curious on that too. This isn't a pregunta over here, but how do you decide kind of what to fill out each show day with as you pick topics?
It's a mixture. There have definitely, unfortunately, been certain weeks where I'm so checked out because I'm trying to get certain deals set up on other platforms and for some long form stuff, and so sometimes I'll lean more on my team of researchers and writers, right? And then especially this week, which I was really proud of. I don't know when this will go up, but I'll work on the stories myself and then say and I'll hand it off and then say fill in where you think that I might be wrong, show me some shortcomings, and so it's really just the team working together because otherwise when I was doing the show by myself, as far as even the research part, I'd have to get in at 5 o'clock in the morning. It's 4 hours of research and then kind of go in, and then stories are constantly always updating. So right now I've built this system out where I can be at least slightly knowledgeable by 8:30, film out to about noon, and then get out a piece at 2. But it's hard. But I feel we've done a pretty good job. The show used to be 4 minutes. Now it's about 20 minutes every day.
Yeah, because I remember you first tweeting about them being long, and then it just got so often where it was
it got to a point where it's it's not even one editor that does it. So it's a main editor and a second.
Okay.
So they focus on graphics, and then if there's a secondary story, and then they're also working on social. But just figuring it out. The PDS itself takes, I want to say 6 people right now. And it's actually a smaller part of the larger company.
Damn, dude, you're not still getting in there at 5 every day, are you?
No. That's what I mean. Is that's one of the benefits of even let's say I wake up at 5 or 6, I'll find some key stories, angles that I think are interesting, things that based off of my scrubbing I think are being misreported or underrepresented, and then I'll set the team off on it, and then they give me essentially. So I have a teleprompter now, mainly just for the facts, and so that's why, for the most part, I'll hit some key beats and then expand on it myself.
Yeah.
So it's this weird balancing act of I don't need to insert my personality into here's just the core information, but when I give an opinion or I try to express it, I don't want to say dumb it down, but make it more what's the fucking
digestible,
word?
probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
digestible. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
You just get all wacky when it gets to the Syria portion at the end.
Let's start honking horns.
Just vamp. Let's look at the Middle East.
Oh God.
Anyway, so Twitter at It's Over. Sometimes,
that is a long name.
Listen, sometimes people put 9-digit numbers in the username. Can't be doing that.
It's probably
guy.
their phone number.
There you go. So dial this person up. It's Over asks, what's the worst advice you ever received?
Worst advice I've ever received.
My high school counselor, when I told him I wanted to get into entertainment, laughed at me and then said, did you talk to your parents about that? And I was a full dick to him. I was like, yeah, they're cool with it. And he fully laughed at me, and he was a fucking awful counselor and sucked my dick. So,
you know what? I'm feeling good. Let's dox him.
I think I mentioned it on the podcast before. He did something so dumb where I was going to community college, and I realized, I'm shit at math. I don't need I think it was trig pre-calc, and I was like, I don't need another year of math to go to community college. I'm not doing anything with math for my degree. I don't know what I want to do, but it's not in math. And so I dropped it. And he immediately was trying to get me to find a new math class when I was dropping that one instead of doing study hall. And he was just like always trying to get me into like STEM stuff, and it was just like, dude, this is not me. And also suck my dick.
Boom.
That's all I'm saying.
No, he was trying to. He was playing the long game. He was like, I need to give this kid some adversity.
That's it.
I need to tell him he's not going to go anywhere, so he pushes against it.
Dude.
Or if he fails, then he wasn't going to do it anyway.
I actually did make a video that weekend because he pissed me off so much. So that's actually it
like-
didn't do well. But
It's like you leave the office and he shuts the door and just a tear rolls down his cheek. He's like, I didn't want to have to do that, but I believe in this kid.
he just, as I'm walking away, I'm sorry. What? Get out of here.
Boo. You got any bad advice?
Well, I'd say early. God, it's always focused on videos. Early on, I had a friend tell me that I shouldn't get an editor because that's where like the personality comes out in the video. And I'm glad I didn't do that because I would never be able to fucking do what I do now.
Yeah, I think that fully depends on the content for it. Like,
Yeah,
where
no one's like, wow, I mean, not to completely, my editor is amazing. I love you. Don't you ever fucking leave me.
You working with Tony too, or what?
No, but it's it's just, there's not a lot of interesting editing when it's just like, here's the news.
yeah,
here's a clip.
Where sometimes with some content, it's part of the it's part of the script to edit it like that.
Yeah.
Where more with a news show, you're not going like here's this wacky title card.
Plus, it allows me to, like, when I'm editing my own personal shit, it's just fun. Like, I like editing, like, family stuff to music that I never release. It's just fun.
Yeah.
God, that's fucking awesome.
Doing stuff my biggest pet peeve with the current like internet space is the fact that Disney fucked copyright stuff so much with music and everything, originally for Mickey, but it's like I so badly wish we could just use whatever music we wanted because I would do that so often. I already like with my title cards love to do like cool title cards. If I could just use music that I liked, but we'd be like taking advantage of the artist for it.
I need to like look it up. Does TikTok have some special deal, or is it just like super illegal?
I think it's just Wild West for it.
Yeah, they're owned by LimeWire. It's everything's chill over there.
Because the thing is, you'll hear a song and you think, oh, they set up something with Spotify where you can use the song, and it'll be like recorded by Jessica, and you're like, what the fuck? Would I even credit the artist here? What the hell's going on? Because I thought Musical.ly did that at least.
I don't know, man.
But I don't know.
That's typical Jessica, though. I wouldn't pass it.
She's a bee. That's what I always say.
I would say the worst advice I ever got was from my mom. It had nothing to do with my career. When I was a kid, I didn't take a Dayquil or any sort of cold medication until I was probably 23 years old. Because my mom would always be like, you can't take that stuff. It's terrible for you. It will make your cold last 3 times as long.
What?
It just kind of treats the symptoms. So it's like you'll limp through it and you'll just have like a 3 times longer cold. Or you could just get it out of the way and just suffer through like 3 days. Fuck you, Mom. What does that bullshit?
I was like, that's not a thing, right?
It's not
Like
a
a
thing.
flu multiplier.
She probably saw that, when Dr. Phil would pop over to Oprah, she probably saw him on there one time, and he's like, don't take the fucking Dayquil.
That's exactly what he said. He went on Oprah and said, don't take the fucking Dayquil.
And then I have limped my way through so many colds and sicknesses and shit that I could have been pretty much fine for.
So when you finally took it, were you like, what?
Yeah, I dumped her as soon as I re-mommed. So anyway,
I
love
love
you,
that.
Mom. Thanks for coming.
Oh my
Straight
God.
up said fuck you to her.
Anyway,
I don't approve of that, Gus's mom.
That's okay. Eddie still loves you, my mom. At Parody's Nuts. Oh, that's a good name.
Yeah, they really got you there.
You got me. And his name was Joe. So there's a twofer with the Joe Mama. At Parody's Nuts asks, for that boy Philly D, what was your favorite thing about pre-Google YouTube? Do you think the platform's better overall now or a shell of its former self?
No, it's fucking amazing now. Are you kidding me? There was this whole fucking like batch of YouTubers back in the day. I don't even know if we refer to ourselves as YouTubers. That got so angry about like the merger and the introduction of AdSense. I was like, oh no, money is going to change it. Yeah, it's going to change it so I can fucking do this for a living.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I could say it feels like a little bit shitty. The one nice thing was, but you guys have done it, like meeting other creators early on. Like I remember just going to a thing. It's like I didn't get paid for it. It was money out of my pocket that I didn't really have at the time. Going and like meeting other people that were doing the same shit around the same size because everyone was small. Like if you were big, you had like 70,000 subscribers, and it was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
oh that guy.
Fuck.
Yeah.
But no, I feel like it's a lot more sustainable. Sure, there's a lot of like separation between creator groups, and sometimes there's a lot more animosity, and I think a lot of people, I don't know, like compare numbers and shit on each other in that way. But that was always gonna happen. Like I don't have these rose-colored glasses. Like I get to go home and sleep in my like nice bed that is possible because of the Google YouTube merger.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't know, fucking like Rever or some other shit that doesn't exist anymore would have popped, and I would have missed that wave.
Yeah. God, Rever, I've never even heard of that.
Rever was like a bigger deal because they actually paid before YouTube paid.
Oh shit.
And we were like, shit. And like I think they might have gotten some exclusives. It was also back in the day when like I think Bratz and Beretta signed like an exclusive 1 week window with MySpace.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was like a big deal. It was like, oh shit, what? It's called windowing? There's money? Oh my God, I can't believe
What was the deal then for it?
I don't know what the money was.
No,
but
no, I just mean like what did they have to? So
Oh,
they would
it was-
post just
Are
one
you
video.
Are you familiar with Vessel?
Yeah,
Like-
I know Vessel.
Yeah, so essentially it was like they paid for windowing. So the Bratz and Beretta, sorry Joe if I'm getting this wrong, they would upload one of their sketch videos to MySpace a week early.
Okay.
And so whenever they would upload to YouTube, usually around the same time, it would like promote and be like, hey, if you'd like to see next week's in advance, go to myspace.com/Bratz and Beretta or whatever the fuck it was.
God, I didn't know that they were so like kind of business savvy back then. Like I always, cause like when I was watching their old shit, they would come up on like old playlists, like the I went on Space Mountain 17 times. Like I'd see like that kind of stuff. I'd see the one-off thing.
Yeah.
Like that's interesting. Early YouTube business shit.
A lot of weird shit happened, whether it was like the acquisition of Smosh, which I think was like the first thing we ever
Yeah, I
saw.
remember that being like a really big deal.
Yeah, and then I mean, I know they've talked about it more publicly, but I thought they got something much more meaningful than what happened. But
Do you still have your Smosh stock or?
yeah, damn it.
I'm holding on for research.
I just had that Defy stock.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Just waiting.
That's
What a
got to be
mess.
weird though, because I like for us, you know, we were smaller and then like growing, you know, YouTube was already like the monster it was. Was that like an adjustment period of being like a set group where you knew the group, you knew everybody? Because I remember as a fan, just knowing everybody was big on YouTube.
Sure.
And I remember even as a viewer, the first time I saw somebody with 1 million subscribers and I didn't know who they were, I was like, this has become a whole different animal. But you were like one of the creators during that.
Yeah, I think like I was like one of the first 20 or 30 that got ads enabled. So
Okay,
to like
yeah.
age myself.
Did it feel weird seeing it grow kind of not past you? Well, I mean, I guess past you because
Sure,
YouTube
yeah.
is this giant
Yeah,
fucking
I mean,
thing
I'm
now.
like, yeah, there was I think a time where I was probably like a top 50 creator. Honestly, with how big it is, as long as I'm like fucking top 100,000,
yeah, that's the thing. That doesn't.
Because it's like, there are those just pockets and bubbles of like, I found someone the other day that had 14 million subscribers. I don't even remember their name. I was just like, who is this person?
Yeah.
Like, but it's also so hard to even know who exists because it's like they were getting 7 million views per video, somehow not ending up on trending because I guess that's how it fucking works. But no, I mean, I get excited by any sort of growth. I think it's not completely applicable that, you know, all rising, blah, 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 you know the reference.
Yeah, totally.
I think that it's good in general. It's why I get excited when I see like Eliza Koshy doing mainstream shit and David Dobrik doing mainstream shit. And I think we're going to see more and more. And I think it just
Ninja being on The Masked Singer, come on.
and the mass, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
But
it was an ice cream cone.
I mean, people can like meme it and joke, but I mean, it's like that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, mainstream people can get angry when he was on like the ESPN cover, right, or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
Yeah, and it's just like I think it's great in general. People can neg it all they want, but I think it's good. It just takes it makes everything else seem more legitimate.
Yeah,
That's
he
one
was
thing.
in ESPN here, yes.
I think like entry into YouTube was like a lesson. I think because we've talked about it before privately of like a lesson we learned from people like you or like Jack, where it's like when you see YouTubers that have been there for a while, not only acknowledging but like doing stuff with newer YouTubers has always been like, that's so exciting. And I know I have nobody in my head for an example, but anybody in any industry that like to new people are like, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, usually just go away. Like that's why you guys have stuck around, not just from that, but like it's a willingness to not be like, I'm buckling down and doing what I knew, and to just like actually change and adapt like your show has too.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, it's like a lesson where it's like you guys had to learn that lesson and succeeded doing it, and we kind of just get this free like masterclass tour of like, all right, I'm just gonna take that and then I'm gonna go forward.
That was one thing too that you touched on, and I specifically, it's just gonna sound like a kiss ass answer. I'm praising you for this.
Do it.
But that's something that like I mean I've watched your show for years too, and one thing that I've always appreciated was like you've always had one of the through lines of it was you going out of your way to praise people on YouTube who are going into these other traditional outlets and stuff, and even just put a spotlight onto it. Like you stop and you go like, this is great. Like, like holy shit, you know, like Troye Sivan's got a new album out, or like Dobrik's hosting some shit, like Ninja's twerking or whatever, or flossing.
Like I think one of the things that like, I mean, ELO with Teddy Fresh, right? Like shit that great. Just like transcends and doesn't need your name. Like it's amazing. It's just because I feel like there's just a lot of legit entrepreneurs out there that aren't getting, I don't know, they don't get that respect, but also like the places that end up covering it don't get a ton of traction. So I think that, and only certain places have kind of realized the importance of the area. Unfortunately, it's places like TMZ, which is like, it's usually messy, but
no, it's frustrating, and I am surprised that we haven't seen more of a middle ground in terms of like traditional media stuff and this kind of like, even just taking YouTube specifically, it seems like it's just a kind of a general battle between like, no, like we got our old guard stuff and we got our new guard stuff. Like, wish there was more of a melding, but perhaps I'm a bit biased too.
I think the weird thing is, especially with, I would say something like late night, which still is kind of considered like what legitimizes, I guess, what's traditional like industry people, where they utilize YouTube all the time and barely ever have YouTubers on their show.
I was like, hey, this is I don't know if it's okay if I flip it. What on that note, what do you think of Lily Singh?
I've never seen like any of her stuff at all. Like I am truly fully in the dark in terms of an opinion, and I hadn't seen any of her new show. Like I'll be fully opinionated mode on anything you ask me, but I just want to preface and be like, I don't know if I've ever consumed her content.
I got an opinion, but I'm not in the way of, I have to be careful as in like I want to say it correctly because I don't want to be misconstrued. But not even like of how people will react. I just don't want to say it wrong. I think that what Lily's like deal and everything is a very good thing, and I hope Lily does well. But I watched her first episode, and as a consumer, did not like it. And then, do you know who Jay Aubrey is?
I saw that
Jay
video,
Aubrey. He made a great video on it, and she kind of put out a blanket tweet that was directed toward him, and it's like that video was all positive, not positive, but constructive criticism that could definitely have helped her. And it was full, like she tweeted out basically like, those are haters. They don't know anything at all. And it's like, your show is going to bomb if you have that mentality, but I don't like want her to fail at all.
I saw that first episode, and then I was like, okay, I'm going to come back in 3 months and see what this looks like. Because I think back to, and maybe I'm misremembering, it's like essentially like the Ellen show when it first came out. It was like this completely different, weird thing. And so, not that it's like I consume Ellen content every day, but I'm interested to see where it goes and if it's as one note. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the same thing. I'm hoping for any digital creators' success in the mainstream.
Yeah, I don't want the headline of course a YouTuber failed at late night. Also I think a lot of the best things would be not to choose the biggest creators on the site, but just look for who might be the best at a late night talk show. And I'm not sure that Lily was that pick.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say too, because I don't want to get criticized for seeming like I'm just trying not to step on any toes and be like, I haven't seen her stuff. I still don't like consume her. I know a little bit about her too, but one thing that like I think I told you this before, Eddie too, was I was like, this is the one we're choosing to kind of be the YouTuber to bridge into like late night stuff.
It's somebody who, as I think more of like comedy consumer, like not snobs, but it's like, it feels like you guys, and I'm in no way saying she's not like a real comedian, but it's because she does like stand up and stuff, but like I just feel like there was maybe a more underground but better pick in the long run for a good show. Like Conan was a writer. Nobody knew Conan. And then he went on and made his like whole empire, where it's like I don't think the biggest name should get the show usually.
Yeah, I think you got to go for not the flashy pick. Like, in my opinion, like, she had the numbers and stuff, too, and the name recognition. Like, you got to go almost lean into a slow burner. Like,
I think Liza would have been a better pick than Lily, personally.
I would agree with that, too. I would think maybe even someone like a Grace Helbig might be good for that shit, too.
Well, Grace is great. I think, didn't she have a show for a little bit?
I don't know.
Think she might have,
but it was deeper cable, I think.
Deeper cable, okay.
But that's the reason, is like, obviously, everyone can get as much entertainment wherever they want. But the fact that it was on like a major network,
it's like
kind of wild.
This is our first foot forward, and it's like, is this what we want? You know, like I don't know.
It's gonna be interesting.
It's interesting. I'm sorry for the shit talk.
No,
I was just talking to Tony.
That was just a private conversation between me and Tony. So if you guys were listening,
don't listen.
Stop eavesdropping. All right. Do you have another? I mean, do you guys have anything else to say on that?
No.
It's not really like. Again, in no way am I like wanting to shit on her at all. It's just I was really disappointed with how she reacted.
I was like,
to
I have a feeling your
jailers.
audience wants you to.
No, I know.
Yeah.
That's the thing is I don't want to feed into it. Fully.
I was like, do you have any other salacious questions for us?
Hey, so what are your thoughts on
the Middle East? Pick a side.
For the entire Middle East?
Yeah.
Good.
The Eastest side. I don't fucking know.
The middle.
Oh wow.
At Jared B _33. What were your guys' senior quotes from high school?
Holy shit! I have zero fucking clue.
Really?
It's been 15 years.
I was really mad for ours. They were like, we're not going to put the senior quote in a yearbook, but if you want a senior quote, we're going to make a little paper booklet of senior quotes. Like, well, nobody
wants that?
Yeah, so I didn't make one. So I was like, well, thanks, guys. That's great.
I'll just keep it with my pocket Bible that I also take with me daily.
How
Thanks for
pathetic
that.
would it be if you were at like a 20-year reunion and someone brought that booklet? You'd be like, you kept it, you fucking loser. What's wrong with you?
Can you sign it?
Have you? Okay, I'll answer. Have you gone to any of your class reunions ever?
No.
Will you ever?
No.
I am in the same boat as you.
No, I don't know. I always just got along with when I was like a senior. I mainly talked to like junior friends.
Yep.
I don't know. I just never got along with the people in my class, and I was kind of also invisible during high school.
That was
same thing happened to Gus. Exactly.
100%.
Really?
My grades sucked, and when I say sucked, it means that everyone was so sectioned off into their little like cliques and shit that there was.
Your grade is in your class,
My
not
class.
your grades is in your
Well,
report. Sorry.
those also sucked. But my class, there was no fucking cohesion or cohesiveness, whatever you call it. Like it's like the grade above me was great. They killed it. Homecoming came around, and I grew up in a small school. Class sizes are 70 people. You know everybody's name, you know? So it's like homecoming goes around, and the class above me, everyone's working together, and they're preparing stuff for the lip sync, and they're working on a float. It's like such a copy-paste American high school experience. Same with the grade right underneath me. And ours, everyone sucked. No one got along. I was a class president for 4 years. I didn't do shit. I just wanted to have that in the yearbook. I'm in charge of organizing the fucking reunion. I'm not doing it. Wendy? Someone else, you want to do it?
This is so part of it is so fully on you though, because you accepted the responsibility of throwing reunions, and now you're kind of an asshole for not throwing those.
I just brought Wendy into it. Okay, she can do it.
It's your VP.
She kind of actually tried to be a class president, and she's a wonderful person. But I just wanted to have my name in the yearbook.
You're the bad guy.
I love that. Yeah, you're the bad guy.
Here's what I hate about the yearbook too. Okay, my girlfriend at the time was the head of the yearbook, and when for us, you know, there's 70 people in each class. We have a whole section for just the seniors. It's like, look at these gods that are passing from our midst. Like, you get a quarter of a full page with all of your accolades and your picture and your quote and shit. And my name was the only name that was spelled wrong in my fucking senior yearbook. I'm the class president.
There's 70 names.
There's 70 names. My girlfriend was the head of the yearbook, and I'm Gus Johnson instead of Gustav.
Oh man, I'm glad they didn't spell Johnson wrong.
Yeah,
because
like,
that would
come
be
on.
like, come on, what are you doing?
Anyway,
trying.
I do remember my senior quote. It was a Mitch Hedberg quote, and it was, "My fake plants died because I did not pretend to water them."
That's a good. I like that one.
That's a good one.
That's great.
Not very inspirational at all, but hey.
There was. What about the settle the argument question? Do you have it on hand?
Yeah.
I have a screenshot of it if you want me to read it.
I got this bad boy.
We started having it where we want people to tweet mini arguments they're having with people, just like really like Seinfeld Curb Your Enthusiasm type shit, and we settle it. And a lot of the people that ask questions think they're in the right and they're fans of ours, and then we shit on them because they're in the wrong.
I deleted it. You want to pull it up?
You deleted the tweet, his tweet?
Yeah, I shadow banned him forever.
Okay, I think I have it right here. Yeah. Okay. So this is from. You want to read that? Is
Yeah.
it to say Ant Kidder?
Ant Kidder.
Okay. He said, "Hey fellers, nice. My girlfriend recently sat on my cool sunglasses while getting in my car. She says it's my fault for leaving them in the passenger seat. I say it's her fault for not looking before she sat down. I need help settling this. Please, thanks, boys." Now, we both saw this and said that we had an opinion.
Yeah.
I'm just going to... Well, actually, no, Phil, I want to hear what you think first.
No, I thought I get to judge.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you judge our opinions on their shit?
Well, we might agree.
Oh,
so,
fuck. I don't know.
All right, here's my direct opinion. that was your car that you welcomed somebody into and you left something on your passenger seat. If somebody is sitting down there in your car, when you unlock the door, you are welcoming them to sit directly on the seat, and they should check, but they don't need to. That's me.
You know, I think we agreed on that.
Yeah, okay.
Well, but where I would differ is I think everyone in the situation needs to have the understanding that, yes, you, the driver, you fucked up. Clear that seat, dumbass. You got a guest coming in. But social stuff-wise, she should at least have the empty offer of like, I'm so sorry, can I get you a new pair? Which you should always say, no, that was my fault.
What I would guess, though, is that it was the initial reaction of he was probably like, well, you got to pay for those. And she was like, well, it's your car. That's what I'm guessing. Because like, if they already have this disagreement, they've lost the possibility to give a blank offer to it.
I guess in general, do you look down before you sit?
I do. I was getting one thing that kind of pissed me off. We were getting into an Uber while Jakey and Tony were here, and I was getting in the passenger seat, and the guy had his coat on the seat, and he looked at me, looked at the chair, and then just kind of sat there for a bit. And I was like, I'm not going to move your coat, dude. And then he just like looked back up at me while I was standing there, and then just grabbed the coat and put it in the back. It's like,
no, man, I'm at a point in my life where I will just move your shit.
Yeah, I just can't do it.
No, especially on a plane. I'm just like, move your shit.
Oh, good.
We have a social contract. We're not fucking animals.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I don't know.
All right, guys, listen up. It's time for an advertisement, okay?
Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by Candid, okay?
Yay.
Listen, let's talk about the holidays,
Okay.
all right? I know, it's crazy early to talk about the holidays, but Eddie, trust me, you idiot. You don't want to go through another holiday season taking closed-mouth photos while everyone else is grinning ear to ear, do you?
No.
Sorry to bully you back there.
Yeah, dude, my grandma, I keep my mouth closed. My grandma has to try and pry my mouth open, so it's kind of a difficult process. How's Candid going to fix this?
Ooh, I don't know. Too bad you're a little too old for social services there. But let me tell you, guy, getting a photo-ready smile starts now, and it's easier than ever with clear aligners from Candid. Candid's aligners can help straighten your teeth faster than traditional wire braces, and treatment takes just about 6 months on average. An experienced orthodontist who is licensed in your state creates a custom treatment plan. Then they show you a 3D preview so you get to see how your little chompers look like when they're done, okay?
3D.
Look at that. That'll be so slick. Also, Candid's aligners are comfortable, removable, and completely invisible. Candid ships your aligners directly to you, so there's no hassle of going to an orthodontist office, and Candid costs $65 or $65 like we say in the business.
Yeah, I love $65.
65% less than braces, okay, guy? And with each aligner purchase, Candid donates $25 to Smile Train, who brings safe, 100% free cleft lip and palate treatment to children across the globe. That's great.
Yay!
Fixing those lips, boys.
Thanks,
I dig it.
Fixing those lips.
Listen, folks, get your photo-ready smile by the holidays. Go to candidco.com/Gus and Eddie and use code Gus and Eddie to get $75 off. That's candidco.com/Gus and Eddie, code Gus and Eddie for $75 off. Thank you so much, Candid, for sponsoring, and thanks for listening.
Back to the podcast.
Do you ever have those people on the plane that come up to you and they try to do that bullshit thing to get your seat where it's like, oh, I'm sorry. Well, my wife is with me, and can we sit together?
I'm so cold about that.
I've never
dude.
had to deal with that, luckily.
It fucking happens to me all the time. It's probably happened to me 5 times in the last year, and I'm always like, no, I prepay for the seats, so I sit on the aisle so my big legs can kind of spread a little bit.
Actually, I will say we're often on the opposite side of it if there's like a trip that we didn't plan for properly because we have our kids, and so we'll be like, we'll try and guilt them. Essentially, just have the child be like, my wife's right there.
Yeah.
Can we please?
Are you trying to sit together, or are you trying
Together.
to game an aisle seat? There's a difference.
That's
No,
difference.
sit together.
Okay, you're fine on that one. You got a family. That's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. It's
But-
just me, Gus, wanting to get the aisle seat that I extra paid for. That's it.
Oh, okay. I was like, I was like 7 out of 8 times it works, and then every now and then I just want to kill that person.
Yeah.
I'm just like, really? No?
You're gonna look at my kid. This kid.
It's a better seat.
You got him by like the back of his neck for some reason. Like this kid right
I'm
here.
like, I'm not trying to screw you over. It's not a middle seat. I'm
Yeah.
not going middle for aisle.
Yeah,
We have the same value.
that's fine.
That's
then.
fine.
Yeah.
Especially like I will do that shit too because as Sabrina and I are on tour, it's like we do like sitting together. So if one of us has like a middle seat, I will say like, hey, I will maintain the middle seat. You want your choice between an aisle or a window? Like if it's fine, otherwise totally cool if not.
There are
That's fair.
there are certain times though that I kind of secretly hope the person won't, so that I can just kind of be by myself
Yeah.
while my wife has to actually be the adult.
And take care of your
Yeah,
children.
take care
while
of the
you're
child, yeah.
listening to like
I'm just
kids
like-
bop in the front.
Good. Dude, I had this last flight here. I had an older woman come up. She didn't even look like an older woman. She was probably like 55. Okay.
Okay.
She came up and I was sitting on my aisle seat already, and Sabrina was right next to me. And she came up and she had her bag, like her carry-on, and she came and set it in my lap.
Oh, I'm angry already.
Fully uninitiated. Like, she set it in my lap and fully, like, against all social construct without even, like, I'm so sorry. Can you help me put this up here? You know, because she was looking for me to help her put it
Right.
up there. She literally puts it in my lap. I had headphones on. I took them out, and she goes, this needs to go up there.
Oh.
And I was like,
angry.
oh, you're lucky this isn't on fire right now, dog.
Yeah.
So I fully was like, do you want this to go up there? She's like, yeah. So I was like, okay, I mean, no problem. I put the thing up there. And then I go to sit back down, and she's still standing there, and she goes, can I sit there?
Oh my god.
And I was like, no, this is my seat. And she goes, yeah, can I sit in that seat though? And you sit over there? And I was like, I mean, at that point, I literally kind of laughed. I was like, no, I paid for this seat like ahead of time. Like I actually requested this seat. She goes, oh, okay. So then she, like, without waiting for us to get up, she starts walking through to the window seat. And we were like, oh, hold on. So we had to fucking stand up. And she goes and she sits down there. And then the whole flight, I'm picky about this shit. She left the window open the whole fucking flight on a midday flight.
You should close the window,
And
yeah.
she wasn't reading anything either. She was just sitting there looking around for, like, the 4 hours or whatever.
That just sounds like someone that gets off on like a power trip.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
She was trying to completely dominate you.
Yeah.
She's like, yes, carry my bag, give me your seat.
Fuck that shit.
It could have gone to a weird place. but you
Glancing
didn't.
over at the
But you didn't
glare
let
on
it.
his screen, it's like he won't be able to see Spider-Man Far From Home for even a minute.
Boom, baby.
There's a lot of that stuff in traveling where it's like somebody's not even doing something wrong, but it'll still make me angry. Like there was this guy, and I don't know why it made me so mad. I think it's the way he went about it. Is like he got on to a flight I was on about 2 months ago, and he was like, he was talking. I hate when everybody talks the entire flight like their problems are everybody's. But he was like announcing to everybody that he was putting a cake in the overhead bin and to not smash the cake, which is like, dude. I don't care what the fuck the cake is. Don't bring it on a flight. It was
Put
like
it
a
in your
full
lap.
baked, yeah. And so it's like clearly he bought it at a bakery that he likes here and wanted to bring it back to Chicago, which is like, no cake is that good.
Yeah.
But like then even after, I was already annoyed at like just who he was announcing it to everybody, and I was standing up to leave. I don't usually bring a carry-on, so I can just book it off the plane. And he's like, hey, I put my cake up back there. You grab it? And I was like, yeah, sure, I guess. He's like, careful, it's a cake. It's like, yeah, fuck you, dude. You told the whole plane, I know.
Dude,
Jesus.
I hate it too because I feel like I've been traveling so much lately, and I keep trying to have these wonderful little serendipitous encounters with people in public. But my general opinion of people has gotten so fucking lowered from traveling so much. Like, people are so selfish and rude, and then just ornery all the time and stuff. And I feel like every time I get a sliver of hope for people, it gets yanked around. And that perfectly happened a couple weeks back. We were on this flight, me and Sabrina, and there was this sweet older woman that was sitting next to us. And the whole flight, we talked about like really positive stuff. Like, we weren't on the phone, and it was like she was really happy and chill and stuff. And then we were asking like, what do you do? And there was like an hour left of the flight. And she's talking. She goes like, oh, well, you know, I work with children and stuff in kind of a school environment, and they're really sweet, but I just do not like those Muslims.
She just threw that out.
Yeah.
What? And she's like, yeah, the Muslims and the Mexicans are pretty problematic too. Like, and it's like, Sabrina is Mexican. You were talking to her for the full flight. Like,
Dude, it's so awkward, those moments where you catch like a white stranger and for a second they're like, we're allies, right? And it's like, I don't want to scream at you right now because it would make a scene, but I want to leave this immediately. It doesn't happen often, but you know, whereas you'll catch like some older guy and then he'll make some comment and you're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Do I just leave?
like, we were fully just like, oh, well, that's really disappointing. And she could tell that she was kind of getting shut down, so she was like, oh, well, you know, no, I meant like, kind of trying to
She's
explain
like, no,
this
you don't
shit.
understand it. I just don't like Muslims.
Yeah, yeah. What are you not hearing?
She just starts pronouncing it different.
Muslims, you know.
You're like, no.
No, I don't have to tell you.
You got any other preguntas there?
Yeah, first you want to open up a piece of
All right, wait. We shout mail, so you got to do it with us.
mail.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That was pretty good.
That was a good one.
Oh my god.
Was
How
it?
I was like, how many segments do you guys have?
It's
This is
just
so interesting.
questions and mail and
I
talking.
love when you said
Do you
there
have a-
was no order. I was like, yes.
Do you have a package for Phil?
Oh yeah, here,
What?
Phil. Do you want to finish that one? Oh, fuck.
Slam the microphone too.
Yeah, what are you gonna
This
do?
is great for the audio listener.
Everyone's
yeah.
favorite part.
It's like a little ASMR middle. Well,
We were
okay.
worried about it, and we took away mail for one episode, and everyone was like, "Fuck you, never do that ever again."
Sorry.
What is that? Is it Arm & Hammer? Like,
Yeah, I think it's Arm & Hammer.
is it baking soda?
Yeah, I'm just checking.
Are you gonna dox them?
Oh my god.
It's just baking soda?
Yeah. I thought, oh, there has to be something in it, and it's like, oh no, it was shipped directly from Amazon.
All right.
Dude, there's like 15 layers of tape on this. What are you doing, Brian? That's the guy's name.
Classic fucking Brian right there.
There you go. Just pop it open on the side, put it in your refrigerator. Boom, done.
hold on 1 second.
Oh, cool, dude.
What do you got?
This is
Fucking
from
said baking soda.
our boy Travis.
Okay.
Travis sent us, it's got that Amazon gift wrap.
That looks like a package that we got yesterday.
Yeah, it does. All right, Travis, thanks for the other box in a box.
Oh man, the one I'm looking at right now, you guys know it's not to the fault of Brian, the guy that sent it, but when you get like freshly printed merch and it just smells like vinegar, that's what these smell like right now.
I was like, where are you getting your merch? It smells like.
My merch does not smell like that. Okay, so it's
Oh wow.
Whoa. Audio listening single mothers from Ohio.
they're organizing.
Fuck, dude.
We hate single mothers on this podcast,
Uh-huh.
and also the audio listeners in the state of Ohio. So I guess they're starting a campaign against us.
I always thought, you know, who has it way too easy and really cocky about it? Single mothers.
Single moms, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
working single moms.
Oh
It's
my
like,
God!
ugh.
Spend time with your kids. Stop going to work.
You know it's their choice every time, too.
Oh man, I would love for there's gonna be one person in the future that listens to this and is like, are they serious?
Well, I felt bad. I've had a couple people come up to me at the live shows after and genuinely apologize for being an audio listener. But they're
Oh,
like,
man.
hey, I'm so sorry. Like, I try to pop the video open whenever possible. And I was like, we say it's a joke.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't affect us.
Yeah, and then we say that to cover up the fact that we actually fucking hate them.
Yeah, we do
So
hate
that's
them.
cool.
Also, we got a Atari. So, hey.
Oh damn.
So
That's
Brian
actually cool.
met you at a live show. There's a photo of it.
Oh, there it is.
And he said, Gus, it was great to be able to meet you and Sabrina at the DC live show. I told you that I was working on another shirt to send you boys, and here it is. I hope you like it. Boys support boys.
Oh, dude, that's the guy. I still have that shirt. He sent us his friend's driver's license picture. That's really terrible.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. That's an
I'm-
awful photo.
It's so bad. And that's the guy. He looks like really normal and
I think
chill.
he said I'm the dude in the flannel, so I think it's that guy.
Yeah, it's this guy. Well, the photo is
What?
this guy.
Oh, okay. And the guy that's writing it, Brian, is the one to the left of him.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes. But like, so this guy, he looks super
You're
normal
pointing
and
with the
chill.
Yeah,
It's
the
just
knife
so-
makes it.
Oh, well, now you guys know. Anyway, thanks, Travis. Thanks, Brian. You guys are the best.
Was
right.
that all we had for
For mail.
mail? Thank you.
Thanks for playing along with our dance monkey dance bullshit. All right, this one's from Paxton Twinkie. Paxton Twinkie asks, "What do you think the next YouTube content trend is going to be?"
Sorry, this
the
is
fuck
also
is that?
covered in baking soda?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, this is possibly
Waste
bad.
not, want
It
not.
said that it was from Amazon, so I'm hoping it's not horrible.
It's from Anthrax headquarters.
Damn it.
Shoot.
But yeah, sorry, what was the question?
What do you think will be the next YouTube content trend? And then he said, example, like family vlogs, unboxing, slime, etc., etc.
I don't know if you could ever predict them. They just seem to come out of nowhere every time.
Yeah, well, it was the same thing. Like, I didn't even know that van life was a thing until YouTube paid me to promote that
Yeah.
person, which is definitely the thing that happens.
Until you've redeemed your industry plant card.
Yeah.
Jesus. Shit, that's so hard. It's like, because usually someone comes out of nowhere, and then everyone just rips it off. And they do their own
like
version.
Emma Chamberlain.
Is that what? What do you
Like
mean?
her, like she came out of nowhere, and then everybody vlogged like her for a while. That were like,
Oh, like
yeah.
all of a sudden, like the.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
She didn't really like. She created that style of a bunch of things cultivated together, I think, for it. But obviously, like, people were doing that. I did a sphere eyes on my face like fucking 3 years ago in a video, but it's not. I didn't do it originally either.
Yeah, all the commentary videos that are out now are just edited in a way more entertaining way than like my shit.
Well, like, what do you mean? Like,
well, because there's like funny, like it feels like it could be complete, like just we're going to use this editing to cover up something, but it feels like it's thought out into the sense of like I'm going to say this thing and then I'm going to like flip the frame 180 and then go.
That's like my favorite part of editing possible. It's because I'll see it in the way of like when there's a chunk of me talking without anything.
Yeah.
I'll think like, okay, there at least needs to be some kind of like Photoshop visual bit or some kind of, not a keyframe zoom for like cheapness of it, but if I'm like speaking like that, or some kind of effect. I've been doing it a lot more lately for that reason. I don't know. I just love having that, like, you do a bit and it's like, you know, when I was doing the like backstory corner with like the shitty Comic Sans and music. I love adding in those. It's really fun.
Well, what's the trend though gonna be, Eddie?
The trend? I don't know.
I mean, I didn't even know that like slime was a thing until about like 7 months after it was popular.
Yeah,
I was like, oh.
I found out about it when Danny made that like song parody of like, which is such a funny concept of like you're a slime YouTuber and then you're trying to like pick up a girl at a bar and have to explain what you do.
Who could have seen slime coming too? By the way.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Nickelodeon, but
they were like, yo, us. What
we've
the
been
fuck?
here the whole fucking time,
bro.
Have they been capitalizing off of the slime stuff on YouTube? I feel like you'd have. They already had the branded slime. You'd think they would use it for YouTube videos.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just never in that section.
I'm gonna Google.
I'm
gonna search on YouTube right now. Stall for me.
Yeah, you probably can't even find any Nickelodeon shit if you type in slime. Like it's just.
I'm gonna search slime Nickelodeon and see if there's any.
But everything in general is hard to predict because even like Gus, you were like when you did your 60-second videos, like that's not a thing in general right now.
Like just really short content shit?
Yeah, like you're like one Christian friend. Shit like that.
Yeah, and I used to prioritize doing even 30-second shit for like years, you know? And of course, you know, I was making jack shit off of doing that. I didn't even fucking know. Okay, first of all, this is a little industry secret here. I don't know if this is specific or whatever, but I think it's a little more common knowledge at this point. I had it confirmed to me once I finally got a YouTube partner manager and I was able to kind of do a deep dive on some of the statistical shit behind my channel. I was almost exclusively, specifically making content that was 30 seconds or less so that it would fall under the kind of regulations of a certain subreddit called YouTube Haiku.
Okay.
30 seconds or less comedy shit. So all my channel was just like 30 seconds or less. And I was looking, like when I finally did like this full video call with my partner manager and their team over there, they were like, you don't know. If a video is at least even just 40 seconds or more, you make 7 to 10 times the ad money off of it automatically.
Because the 30 seconds or less, like at the time, you were getting like, it would be like an 80K viewed video and it would be like a couple of dollars for
Dude, no, it would, sometimes it would legitimately
38 cents. I remember it. You texted me and were like, what the fuck is this?
38 cents for like fucking 6-figure view counts and shit. And I was like, what is going on? And they literally showed me a scatter plot. Like they're like, hey, the few times that you went over even 40 seconds, like, look, you're earning 10 times the money off of that. And it was genuinely, like, I was doing it for years and I'd be lucky if it was like, wow, I made $50 on a video that got like 300,000 views.
It's like almost impossible for us to figure out what we would normally make just because the views for us are a little bit all over right now. And like half the videos that look monetized were demonetized for several hours. And so it's just like I have nothing to compare it to. So I'm just like, okay, it's
all over, dude.
It doesn't even make sense comparing because Jakey and I, when he was here, we were comparing his most recent video and my most recent video, and the AdSense earnings were the same, and I think his views were double mine. And my video was a little bit longer, but like we both had the same amount of mid-rolls, I think, in it too. And it's just like, they just picking accounts to like make more than it just didn't make any sense. I don't know what's going on with it.
It's strange, yeah.
How do you? I was gonna say even just like this recent kind of cross section of this year of YouTube. What do you think have been some good site changes or some bad site changes?
Ooh, I mean, I don't know if it happened this year, but I like when you hover that you can actually see parts of the video. Right, I feel like it helped curb in some like the clickbait bullshit that was blowing up. But I don't know. Here's the issue. When we talk about like changes now, they're so minimal compared to my like old man YouTube shit. Like as long as I put out a video and it hits a sub box, I'm fucking so happy. As long as that shit continues to happen. I mean, I got angry about the weird ass fucking notification system that they have, where it's like no notifications sometimes and all, because the sometimes completely fucks me, because I want to upload these like weekend deep dive videos that not everyone's gonna like, but I know that if people don't watch it and they only have it on sometime notification, then my main show is completely fucked.
Oh, right.
So it's like, it's penalizing me for trying to do new shit on the same channel. So I think, I don't know. But no, I mean, the new change they did with the larger thumbnails, I think is good, seeing more of the title. But I also think that because I always all my titles are 90 to 100 characters, I'm always trying to push that fucking line when they say to do like 30 to 70. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. This fucking site, as long as the site works, I'm happy, man.
I like with that announcement of, because for people that didn't see it, YouTube had like a little video clip for it where it was showing the changes of like, here's your recommended with like 10 videos, and then it was like, here's 8, but they're all bigger. And you remember Jarvis from Hoodie's concert? Jarvis was a video clip on there that got cut out by oversizing. So he got to watch YouTube be like, hey, look, the thumbnails are bigger. Fuck Jarvis.
That's amazing.
I dig that shit. No, I agree. And I find myself utilizing on desktop like I mean, honestly, on all platforms, the video preview shit. Sometimes I accidentally find myself on mobile. Oops, I just watched a full video and I didn't even click on it, you know?
Oh,
like,
really?
if it's like a 1 minute like craft or something, I'm like, fuck, I want to see how to make that shit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay. I like that thing. I'm fine with the thumbnail resizing. We're talking pre-podcast shit too, about like the change in like Social Blade kind of getting fucked because YouTube never displays like full true sub counts. And I was fully on the fence of, or in the camp of being like, fuck that.
I was
wanna
publicly
see.
angry about it. Now I feel dumb,
dude. That has made me so much happier and shit. And I used to check multiple times a day how many subs I was getting a day, and now I never ever look.
Yeah, because there was the thing of even I wouldn't be posting, and I would know, things are dropping off, but you'd be like, why did I get 400 instead of 500? Is my channel gonna die? And now it's like, we're not telling you unless you have a good day, and that's it. Because it's like if you pass 1,000, it'll tell you, but if you don't,
Interesting.
just a line. It's great.
It's interesting, the number of changes they've put into place where there's been like such an uproar, and then people are like, oh, I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
Like our stupid, I keep saying like old man shit, was when they went away from the 5-star system. We were like, how are we supposed to properly rate these videos if we can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How, a thumbs up? That's fucking stupid. Like people just up in arms, and then it's just part of the system.
Dude, I'm guilty of that shit too. Even before I was making content, I remember when they switched the desktop interface to look like the like and dislikes used to be the red and green kind of shit, and I was like, blue. I want a distinction between green good, red bad. Like, what the fuck? Do you remember that?
No.
It used to be. I'm pretty sure it used to be like the like ratio was like all the like percentages. The bar was green, and then there was red for the dislikes.
Okay.
And then they just changed it to the neutral slate of blue or whatever. I was like, what the fuck?
I've also never been angry about I know Tony's editing this, he has been angry about it, but since like as the years go by, channels got less and less personalized. Like back in the day, it was like you had the whole template, like you could do a bunch of things. If it was like a Call of Duty YouTuber, it'd be like the Modern Warfare like green line everywhere. And then it was like, oh, here's just like the banner image, and it kind of got like smaller and smaller. I never really cared. It kind of made the site look more legitimate, and it's like, personalize that little box, and that's it. Do the rest in your videos.
I don't know. There was something cool about being able to like create the banner, and then you could make certain areas clickable. So it was like this little. I don't know. It was very
with the color of each box. You're saying like you could like highlight one, and you're just like, this is red. The rest of the channel's black. Like that? Are you saying? Or?
No, I mean like in the banner, you'd be like, instead of like having a link for Facebook where it's like the very official thing, it'd be like you could draw a fucking balloon and whatever, and like make the links work wherever.
That is cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
But that was kind of, I don't know. That's like, I get why it had to become more uniform.
Yeah, it's like it's more fun, but then part of you is like, this doesn't seem super legit for like a huge media company, you know? Yeah. Where it's like, click on a balloon.
What is something? Do you have like something that you'd want to change, even if it's just like site feature wise, publicly or privately?
Ooh. I can't even say the notification stuff because they gave me decent argumentation about why it's actually a bad thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Well, because they said that if you have it on all, then they notice that people actually just stop going to YouTube. It's like if someone just
overwhelmed.
They're just like, oh, well, because how many fucking people do you follow? Right?
On YouTube?
Yeah.
I maybe am subscribed to like 30 people, and probably 25 of those are out of like just mutual respect things. Like I don't watch anybody on YouTube.
And so that's the thing is if all of a sudden you have like daily people, you're getting 25 fucking alerts. You're probably gonna be like, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, I do. Like I watched your video. I watched your most recent one. I was
well,
like,
I wasn't saying mine. No, I was just saying I was saying as opposed to that, I watch YouTube all the time.
Well,
like,
I still do, but even like the group of people that we know, like I rarely just catch shit. I find myself usually wasting time on like bigger stuff. Like I'll watch a full re-uploaded episode of Kitchen Nightmares on YouTube or some shit like that. You know, I catch I watch Eddie's videos, I watch Jakey's videos, and I watch every Donkey video. I got that notification. I'll watch every iDubbbz one. I catch your show pretty much every day, and I watch every Sven video. That's kind of my wheelhouse for the most part.
That's one thing that was a good one, just like suggestion for people now that Jakey put me on to. Have you guys ever watched Joseph Anderson's gaming reviews?
No,
I don't think so.
The dude makes like 2-hour-long reviews that you can kind of just put in the background and listen to, and he will fully in depth. Like he made a review on Fallout 4 when it first came out, and then it made like a revisited of like I kind of like it for these aspects, but this is where it faults. And it's really interesting because he'll just spend pretty much what's a full video time about like the gunplay in Fallout 4, but then he does like so that would be somebody's one video.
Yeah.
But then he does like 15 videos in one video and puts it all out, and they have millions of views.
Wow, that's awesome.
So like he's really good. Yeah, I've watched a couple of them now.
I dig that shit.
Yeah, they're great.
You know what I was going to say? A change that I definitely want. I wish there was a better way for creators to see kind of like a collective tab or something, whether it's both on mobile or desktop, of like, here are all your videos that are adversely affected by monetization changes. Here's a place where like, here's stuff that you still need to appeal. Here's stuff that's just, there's already been a verdict, you know, you can't change it at all. Because I feel like half the time the notification system is so shit for YouTubers. I don't even get emails every time I get a video like change if it's copyright claimed or if it's not suitable for advertisers. So it's like if I'm lucky enough to catch an email, I can go back in, and I can't even file fucking claims on mobile unless I go to the desktop mode of Chrome or some shit like that. I want a place where I can go to and it's just like, listen, anything that's not just straight up green, here's the bin for that, where you can filter by this, and then you can see shit I need to still file appeals for, you know?
Yeah, actually, you know what I'll say, and I think that it might be coming, is the ability to A/B test titles and thumbnails.
Right, yeah, we heard a bit about that, about other parties
That's
doing
the thing
it.
I've heard. It's one of the things I heard about it, don't have access.
Yeah.
But that would be really interesting because, I mean, that's what all like the big players do on Facebook and their O&O sites. And it'd be nice to know what actually works because it's like when I test something, I can never know if it's actually like it could just be that video. You know, I talked about, I included trans in the title. So all of a sudden it's like I get completely fucked. But yeah, I think that so I'd feel like I have more control of what I'm putting out there every day.
For a weird kind of like just friend testing of it is because I upload so little. I'm super freaked out about a thumbnail being bad. So I'll make like recently the last couple of videos, I'll make like 8 different options and I'll send them all to like every friend I have, and I'll just be like immediately like for iPhone I'll say like the picture that catches your eye right away. And I'll usually test for that, and it's worked out so far.
Wow.
Yeah, it's actually been great. He gets the text for it. Danny and Drew, Jakey, all of them do, where it's like, tell me which one right away. And then they'll, like, usually the votes are the same. So, like, the last couple of videos, I've, like, had the highest voted one get settled for it, and it's been, like, no contest.
You need to send it to, like, your buddies that only are on Facebook. Like,
I do send it to hometown friends too.
Yeah, I was like, because it sounds like you're just sending it to other creators.
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't
you're in
just
this
do that.
very special bubble.
Yeah. I'd say my one feature would be I think that on the dashboard they should add a button when you click it, it pulls up like a video of like 2 girls kissing or something like that. But that would just be my
just my thing.
feature. And so if we could get to the next question, you could just look right at your screen and get the next question and pull up the next question. Don't look back at me. And then just pull up that one. Preguntas.
I don't know why you're doing this motion.
I'm just because you're not looking. You're looking back at me. And these are your 2 eyes and then the line of eyesight going right back at your laptop.
We don't need to talk about like...
You need to get to another question.
All right, Mithy the Geek.
Just slowly threatening you.
At Mithy the Geek goes, hey Gus and Eddie and also Phil. The whole Shane times Jeffrey thing has, Shane Dawson Jeffree Star thing has been getting a lot of attention lately with the release and at the end of the docuseries. Thoughts on the series? Answer or Epstein will kill you.
I didn't watch it. You did watch it.
I
did watch it. I think it's one of the smartest marketing things that I've ever seen. like I've shown it to a few marketing buddies, and they're either like blown away by it, or some that I won't name think that it's extremely manipulative.
Yeah.
I won't mention that or their name because then they'd probably get death threats.
Okay, yeah.
But I think that it's really, really, really smart. He got people really, really interested through the trailer with the drama aspect, which I think I saw something in the past day that he might still be uploading. I don't know. I've heard certain things were filmed that aren't out yet.
There was drama to it? I thought it was just kind of... Is it like business drama?
In the trailer, there's like a showcasing of like James Charles's numbers like just plummeting during that whole scandal, which obviously also involved Jeffree Star. And I think Tati is like included in the trailer as well. And I don't know. I think he uploaded something, or he did like a Instagram live story where he was talking about it. I didn't catch it. I usually, I'm always like 12 hours behind on that aspect. I'm like, how does it affect the world and business?
Yeah.
If it's business or historic, I'll cover it. But I think it was really, really smart marketing. But he's also like he's like a cool, genuine guy that I think when people think that it's like manipulative, I think that he literally did not understand how big he is and the value that he brings and like the money that could be involved. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to see what the rest of the series looks like, and it's I think it's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Because
point,
I mean, really, like that was. I mean, the first thing I mentioned to you was just like the second I saw it was like, holy shit, he's gonna make so much money before it even came out. Where it's like for marketing, yeah, it is genius. Where it's like he's got this super popular series, everyone wants to see him make this brand. Because if I'm remembering correctly, it was in his Jeffree series. He visited the company and then said like, wouldn't it be cool if we made a series out of this? And even at the time when he said that, I was like, I'd watch that probably.
Yeah.
And so it's like taking something that people were already going to watch, and then they're like, yeah, we'll buy the thing too. So we'll watch you make the thing and we'll buy it. It's pretty much a no-brainer. It's like I would expect him to make it. You know?
And like the way the series handled like the introduction of him watching Jeffree's products get made, and then in 6 episodes, then all of a sudden he's watching it. Like there's a really smart arc to the story, and so that's why I was also confused that there's supposed to be like 2 or 3 more episodes. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. It's just it's different. I don't know if you could replicate it. I think like when you saw him doing kind of documentary series before, and then a few people tried that same style and it kind of just failed. Yeah. I think people are just also drawn to him. Just that personality.
It's weird because I still don't kind of like I remember like old YouTube Shane stuff, and like even him and Jeffree just kind of like didn't know really anything about either of them, only like just knowing Shane from before, and then it was like just absolutely some of the biggest people on the internet, and I just had no idea. It's like a full bubble where it's like I still haven't watched the series, but it feels weird to be like, oh, these are super mega famous people on YouTube and I should know who they are in depth, but I just don't.
Yeah. I think too, especially like, and this might just be my own thing too. I have not followed Shane in the past. I caught a little bit of like I followed the Jake Paul documentary arc, and I still do agree that I think that was overall kind of irresponsible with how Shane dealt with that. But I just like the cold view of looking in on this situation for somebody that doesn't follow either of the people and only kind of sees the news on this is like, wow, this is like a huge commercial that they're just gonna cash in.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of like I mean,
fuck, dude, that's a lot of like it seems like like I agree with the genius of it. Certainly, I was like, holy shit, like that's the most effective way to sell stuff. But I'm also just like, and I'm sure others might share the opinion too of just like, holy shit, like we're kind of just like watching a commercial for a few hours here, and then they make bank at the end of it, I
will say, one last thing just with the Jake Paul thing is I felt so conflicted, especially after Nerd City uploaded his video after, where it's really like I think, and it's not something that I would like super fault Shane for, but I think he had a lot of empathy for Jake and saw himself in him a little like too much, and I think Jake is a little bit more manipulative than people know, because like that thing of Nerd City just showing a clip of like, here's him at a conference talking about how to sell to children, here's him on the couch 2 weeks later going to Shane like, sell to children, that's not what I'm doing. It's like, totally. Come on, man. Like, I don't know, but that's on Jake, I guess, but I don't know.
That's why I do wish that I knew Shane personally, because that's the vibe that I've gotten with a lot of the stuff is like, oh, well, that seemed irresponsible, the handling of the Jake Paul stuff, but I'm like, how do I not know that he's just actually a super emotive guy, Like,
I mean, I didn't know any of the Jake stuff until Nerd City brought it up. So if I was in a video with Jake
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Like,
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I think I just wanted
I don't
more
know.
perspective, even just personally from Shane on that thing, because I'm not an avid follower of the content, and I just kind of leapt in like, let's see what Shane does with Jake, you know? And I was like, shit, that kind of really made Jake look really good, you know? So
Yeah, but then he, I feel like, wasted all that goodwill almost immediately.
yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
he really
It's
did.
Like, dude,
It's like,
you had the world.
Yeah, I don't know how the fuck he did that because it's like people liked him right away. And then also, too, I think it was bad with like the kind of part of the narrative was that what's his girlfriend's name again? Or his ex-girlfriend that was dating him through the fucking one that was
Alyssa
also
Violet.
like. No, I think that's the one that's like, I get lost in the drama.
Yeah.
Wasn't she all. Maybe that's her. Whatever. It's like they pitched in the show like she's his rock. She's keeping him in it, and it's like you never know real relationships from like video stuff, but that was like the kind of push narrative. And right after it's like they broke up. Jake's fucking with the goodwill that he had, and it's like, dude, you got like given gold here, and you just kind of fucked it up.
Yeah. God damn. Yeah, that was really a second win. Like, okay, guy. Like, here's a kind of forgiveness pass from people. But
Logan, I'll say, has been very smart. I've even seen some stuff since we did the podcast and talked about Logan where it's like, that dude did a total rebrand. And it's just like, oh, the kids that watch me are older now? Well, then I'm going to entertain them. It's like, fuck, man, you're actually really smart with this shit.
No, he's a really smart creator and entertainer.
Yeah. And he says, like, that documentary was like, you did like a mockumentary? That's kind of funny. What the fuck? Where part of me is like, you still showed a dead body to children?
I guess that's a question. How long do we? Because I feel like, let's say your buddy did it.
Right.
Your buddy for some reason made the dumbest decision in his life. How long would you hold it against him?
Here's why I think it differs, and it wouldn't. I mean, it would be the same situation with a friend.
I'm not here as part of the defend Logan Paul
No,
crew.
it's just an interesting question. No, I get it. Yeah, is that I don't ever feel like Logan was truly sorry for it, and if he was, by now, I probably would be leaning toward like, okay, let's forgive him because he seems like he's changed his tune. But even when he did like the interview with Casey and everything, he just never seemed like he actually was sorry. Like even his apology video, you know, everyone memed it because it felt like kind of a PR move. I just never got the sense that he was like, wow, I really fucked up. Because what was it? 2 weeks later, he's like, vlogs are back. I'm wearing a fake beard.
That was so stupid.
Yeah. So it's just like, I never felt like he actually understood the weight of what he did. And he did this stuff before. You remember when he like nobody even noticed, but he like pranked kids by pretending to be shot in front of them? It's like, I don't think that he actually is sorry. And if he was, maybe I'd feel different. But it's like, I just don't think he gives a shit.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And maybe I'm coming from more of a cynical point of view as I approach like the Jake Paul, the even Shane Dawson documentary shit too. But my head inherently goes to with some of these juggernauts. I don't know if I want to give them personally credit. I think maybe especially with the Pauls, they just got a killer PR team around them. Because like
well, they're also like the one thing I'll give them in the bad way is like they are like grinders through and through. They are like full like hustle, do it no matter what. Yeah. So it's like I would be careful in giving credit to other people because it's like even though they're shit show, I would credit them almost completely with it. You know what I mean? Like they really pushed for it.
I fully agree with you there. Like that's indisputable. It's like they clearly have put in the fucking time and the work and stuff. I just wonder with some of these bigger kind of like image decisions. It's is Logan making the specific decision to like, okay, I had a fuck up. I'm gonna just do a crying video and then I'm gonna take a few weeks off, beard back into it, do a little suicide mini documentary. Like I
mouse.
Exactly. I wonder how much of that is kind of like derived from the source of these guys, or if they realize like, fuck, I'm a brand, I'm a juggernaut, I'm in crisis mode. Get somebody in here, and the team devises. Here's
maybe.
the plan.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they have people around them like that. Yeah.
You can only speculate.
Yeah, I have no idea. That was sorry, go ahead.
No. To kind of bring it back though to the Shane series with Jeffree Star. I think one of the things that's really stand out to me is how different audience reception to creators making money is. Because I remember the first time I got a sponsorship, there was like hell to pay. It was like, oh, you're a sellout. And now it's like you showcase that you have a sponsorship and they're like, yeah, Gus Eddy, fucking yeah, we're here with you.
The adpocalypse did a lot for everybody.
For everyone to be really accepting.
Yeah, it's weird because people, I think they moved in the direction of like, oh, they need these sponsorships. And then we didn't really need them anymore, but people are still supportive of it. So that's weird. Where, people are like...
But when you say need,
and it's like
you mean like to just pay rent? Because
when the adpocalypse happened, it was like people completely lost their AdSense. So they like needed it to pay rent, sure, yeah. But now it's like that AdSense isn't like that anymore. Actually, it is for some people. For you get demonetized all the time. So
yeah, but I mean, I get it to a certain degree. I think there was something released recently where it was like David Dobrik only makes $1,800 from AdSense, and I was like, but so I know that like some people like the fact that we get heavily demonetized, like because we've put people in place to sell our ads, like we have a team in house now. That's the only reason we're able to keep moving forward. Like because it's like we have the Patreon, the sales team can't count on AdSense.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's like everybody's content stuff is different. Like it could be like a one guy operation or a whole fucking crew operation like that. We have like salaries and all this shit too. But yeah, no, I love that there has been that general shift in like people being really positive about like, yeah, good, it's sponsorship too. And I think all of us can safely say when we do like sponsored stuff, there's a pretty clear distinction where it's like you take a break and you're like, today's episode's brought to you like.
Yeah.
Mine's at the end of the video, like, hey guys, fucking honey, go buy it, you know?
Yeah.
I like that.
Usually
shit.
do music with it too, just so people like know for sure. It's like I'm talking not like I normally do.
Yeah, exactly. Got to get that bread though.
I was looking. Did you see the FTC release like new guidelines?
Yeah, dude.
Wait, was
okay.
it that YouTube email that we got? Because I didn't.
I didn't
read
see
yet.
that email.
Oh, there was a terms of service thing. I didn't know if that had to do with the
no,
FTC
the
stuff.
FTC like tweeted it out. They're like, here's a handbook, and it had like 7 likes. I was like, this is how you're letting people know?
Yeah.
Wait, yeah.
What was it?
It's just like it was one of the standout things was even if it's not a sponsorship, someone just sent you some shit, you have to be like really super apparent.
I'm fine with that.
But
I do
but
that
the thing
already.
is, I don't know if they were saying like you have to do hashtag ad. I have to actually like look through it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you say they sent it to me, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. I feel like they're going to be really really heavy-handed.
Okay.
Especially after they, you know, there was it the FTC? We played this clip on the show from this conference on COPPA that where the guy was like, it's like shooting, as far as we're concerned, going after these creators, it'd be like shooting fish in a barrel. And it's like, why'd you fucking say it like that?
Right, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, what the fuck?
That's the worst way you could describe it.
Even with that reminded me though of saying like this company sent me shit. I just want to say that Jack's Pizza needs to sponsor this fucking podcast because they sent us 2 pizzas each.
Yeah.
And then we have talked about how much we love Jack's. And I even kind of them were like, hey, you want to do something else with it? And they didn't, it seemed like. But it's like, we have people tweeting at Jack's and at us like, here's my Jack's Pizza. I'm going to tell you guys what I think. And it's like, Jack's, if you don't pay us some fucking money for this exposure that we gave.
And tell us no if not. Like, it's like, all right, well, fine. We still like it.
I would love if this was secretly the ad bit about just them not sponsoring you.
We actually, we have some in the fridge here still because we found them in California.
Yeah.
So, Jax, you don't need to send it to us. But maybe just send a couple of bucks over so I could buy some more. That'd be great.
We found a single Walgreens, like not even the closest one to our house that carries them, and that's like the main stocking point.
But everybody stop buying Jack's Pizza until we figure this out.
We need to move the needle. Fucking freeze on the pizza.
I'll put a live stream of my bank account up
on like the Flare TV.
They have now because Social Blade's gone.
You see it going down, you're like, well, how?
It's Jack's Pizza. It was their bank account and mine, and it's going out and mine's going up.
Like they would pay you in incremental small transactions. That's why. Who's been an actual really good sponsor? Like if you had to think of a favorite one, this is very Hail corporate-y, but somebody that's actually been good that you like the product the most.
Oh man. That I like the most?
Yeah.
How about this? I'm going to go the most loyal, most supportive.
Okay.
Because I love all my sponsors equally as far as the effectiveness and joy their products bring me.
Damn. That's come from the heart.
Yeah.
That was corporate speak. Probably Ting's been with me the longest as far as a supporter, and I got to give a shout out to D-Brand for when I left Discovery. They were the first ones on board, and they signed on for fucking 10 videos and gave it me an advance payment all in one lump sum, so that because we didn't know if our fucking Patreon was gonna bomb, we didn't know if all of a sudden I was gonna have to let people go, and they just supported us, having never sponsored us before, and that's having that blind faith and support. That was never. They were a new sponsor at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Damn, that's it. That is really clutch. That's that there's a person or persons behind the scene that did you guys a solid. That's fucking awesome.
Well, no, it was the CEO.
Really?
Yeah. I was. I don't know. We lucked into it, but no. I mean, all our sponsors, man. I would, if I don't have a sponsor on a video, I might as well just burn money with a bag of money because the team's so big and we're trying to grow.
That's the thing too, that you it sucks because for doing sponsorship stuff, it's me as one person gets to do it, and it's I'm the only employee, and then people I think like when they view everybody do an ad, like they're not thinking about your whole office that you have to fund when they're seeing you do it. You know what I mean? It's just weird where it's like, I think they perceive YouTubers doing an ad as the same thing, and they never think of the cost of production for them for the most part.
Yeah, I think, God, if I'm scared because in January I'm gonna try and take January off. That's in my eyes, even though I need to think like my kind of headspace needs to take heat. Like I keep viewing that as just like, oh shit, I'm burning a giant pile of money. Like I can have people moving on stuff, and we're gonna be putting out content on like the site and social stuff, but like that's not gonna be bringing in PDS dollars. Like those are always the ones that matter most. So yeah, I don't know. It's but yeah, I don't know. I feel like if I don't do that, like I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Even though I'm still planning on ending the show as it is in December of next year.
One
Really?
thing. Wait,
Is this
what do you mean
public?
as it is?
Is this public?
I've talked about it here and there.
Okay.
I don't like open with the videos like, hey, I'm going away, fuckers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to switch it up, but I know that I can't deviate too much because I need to have stability as we kind of like, one, I like dabble with my own little like podcast thing, but also all the additional content like the deep dive stuff like that, because the numbers don't make sense there yet, right? Like the PDS, like I said, it was like it's 6 people total because every episode's sponsored, we're covered. But for a deep dive piece, it's like you have shooters, editors, someone producing the piece, the actual person. It's taking fucking 2-3 weeks to do this one video. Like the numbers aren't there, so that's it's kind of the same thing with how I. Like when we had SourceFed back in the day, that was actually initially part of a YouTube deal, but then of course the cost is much higher than what they gave us. So I would take PDS profits and put it into this thing that really wasn't making us any money. So I kind of found myself in this similar but different space since it's not as jokey. But I don't know. I would love to see it grow, but it's definitely a hard space.
Yeah.
Wait, so like actual, so I don't, was it the thing? I'm not even just to make it, like you don't have to answer it publicly for it, but was it as it is, like ending it as it is? Was it the kind of thing you were telling me when we were texting about it of like, I don't want to say the details if you don't want to.
Go for it. No, go
like
for
for
it.
the new, of you saying you doing it like, you're still PDS, but less frequently in the week.
Yeah. I mean, I'd like to do something where, let's say right now, like I'm at 4 a week, right? And that's even me cutting down from 5 a week. I'd love to be able to do something once a week that is of the quality of a, oh my God, Hassan Minhaj, the Patriot Act, right? I want to do something that's a little bit different, more work behind the scenes on the details rather than feeling like I'm constantly playing catch up.
Got it.
But I also need something in place that feeds people on the daily, because I know that, you know, the people that come to me, whether it be like several 100,000 or 1 million on the video, like a lot of the people, and it always is scary to me, say like I'm the only way they get news, and
For a time, that's been
kind
me
of where
for
I'm
a time,
around
as you're
at.
the
So
only-
I was like,
And
it's
so
like, what am I gonna know in a year? I was like,
and so I'd like to. There are a few. You know, what's interesting is there's like this really interesting editing style that I see. It's mainly used on faceless drama channels, where there's like this really interesting edit for how they like convey and as much information as possible, as fast as possible, without even a fucking person speaking.
oh yeah, like just the text and the music coming at the bottom and
but
shit.
but the graph, like the transitions are clean, and I was like,
Jay Aubrey does that a lot. He does it super well.
So that's the thing, is I'm like, how the fuck could I do that for daily news? I was like, because that would be amazing if I could accomplish some of the same things, but then I think it would have to be a different channel, because people would be like, we're here for you, fuckface.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to be able to just dedicate more time to individual pieces, not necessarily like deep dives, but I love like when we get to include interviews. But right now, based off of time restrictions, we have to do it with members of the team. So it's not me getting to do it. I don't get to add my own flair. Plus, I just want to get out of my fucking office. It's like imagine these fucking lights being in your face for 8 hours straight.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
Jesus Christ.
Right?
Yeah.
Like that's that close. And so it just little things.
Yeah.
But I don't want to come off like I'm bitching and complaining. I have a very blessed life right now.
Well, I mean, you don't have to preface it with that. You work like a hard job. Like, I mean, I post like once every 2 months, so it's like it's not like, oh, like boo-hoo.
I'm not saying that for you. I'm saying that for the fucking people listening that
I
are
know,
working
but I've
40
seen
to 80
your
hours a week.
operation going, and
Yeah.
it's like a real office. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like you're not living the like, oh, I'm just gonna like lay in bed and play video games, and maybe I'll make a video today. Life, you have like a real ship you're running.
I get excited last Friday it was kind of sad because I had to cancel a podcast. I was just feeling so garbage, and I was just like, I felt like I was like, I'm sick, right? Or am I depressed? I'm just going to say that I'm sick and cancel the day. And just having a day to myself was the most amazing thing in the world. And I think it also definitely fueled me wanting to go like, I should take a break.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You ever thought about doing the PDS, like same thing, but instead of any of the visuals, you just have like CS:GO footage? Like,
The fucking surfing. From
Dude,
Donald Trump, this fucking guy.
is that my show?
No, that was
I
like
think it's a
that was
Leafy
my
impression.
Leafy impression.
Oh wow, that's been a minute.
Yeah. I was like, I couldn't remember his voice for a second.
Yeah.
I was trying to focus in. Eddie does a good Leafy voice.
Dude, I haven't done it in forever. I'm trying to think of fuck. I would have to hear him again to even do it.
But
'Cause, like,
he still gets the credit. He has a very good Leafy voice.
I did it in a video a long time ago. God damn it. I can't. I don't even want to do it because when you haven't done an impression in a while, you don't want to just fucking do it right away.
And now I thrust you into the spotlight.
Fucking 26-year-old man. That's part of it, but not
When he
the
was
best.
like initially popping up, I was really fascinated to see where he was gonna go.
Yeah, I really did not like him instantly. The
Oh,
first
really?
second I saw one of his videos, I was like, this guy, because I was also making commentary videos that no one was watching. To be honest, I was like, this dude's a hack. He's like a full hack. Like, I just hated the way he structured videos. I thought he was super irresponsible with what he said. And so it's just like, I don't know.
It's hard for me to remember specifics, but I just remember being like, okay, he's got his whatever style this is, and it was very raw, right? And it was one of those things of like when you just see someone really, really early on, you're like, where is this going? But
Yeah.
but I don't know. I treat that like everything that it was the same thing. Well, not same thing. Like when H3H3 caught my eye before they popped, and I was just like, this feels like it's gonna be so much bigger. And then he came out with fucking Vape Nation.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, there it is.
My still favorite one of theirs during the blow up was the B44 video, the 90s like boy band one, where he like tans himself and cuts his hair. That video is fucking genius, dude. Where he's like talking to Filthy Frank on the webcam and spraying himself so much he's gagging with the self tanner. God, I think that might be my favorite commentary video ever. It's just like that one is so fucking solid with the bits and everything.
I like the colorblind one with iDubbbz.
That one's
the
a good
first
one,
Logan
too.
Paul one, yeah.
Yeah.
That was a fun time to be a viewer of YouTube.
Yeah.
I was in college. Of course, it's like the SNL shit. Everyone points to like, this was the era that was the best. But like that was so fucking fun when it was like you had content cops dropping every once in a while, and you had each new H3 video was like, what are the internet police saying today? Like what's going on? And they had the full like Reddit love and shit. Like that was fun to be a viewer at that time.
But with iDubbbz, like it's really cool to see Ian doing different shit. Like
Dude, Full Force was so good. It was so good. Sorry,
I was like,
ahead.
no, it was just like one of those things. I was like, what is this world?
Yeah.
Like, and it feels like he's the only person like that's out there that could bring you that specific thing.
Yes, it's so weird because it feels that way, but it's so unlike anything he's ever done. But then instantly you're like, no, I'll watch him make way more of these if he wants to fully.
Yeah.
Full Force was so fucking unique and weird. I loved. I was back home and I was staying with my uncle in. Wait, I can't say that. I'm fucking dumb. All right, Tony, bleep that in an area. And so I was just like middle of the woods in this like house, and they had like internet set up, but it was like a little like 20-inch TV across the room, but it had Chromecast hooked up to it. And so to me, it was me and Tony. I was like, you want to watch an hour-long iDubbbz documentary? And I watched it like that whole time. Yeah, it was great.
That's great.
But yeah, that one was so good. That was one where I messaged him instantly. I was like, this is fucking incredible. But
That's
Phil, why don't you give it a go?
Give what a go?
that's
And then Gus, you go.
so that's why I passed the question off to you. I shouldn't. That's not mine.
And we're out.